Hello everyone, I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day with your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this first day of 2022. Happy New Year everyone. It's being brought to you by WSR Insurance Services Incorporated and Ag Risk Advisors. Well, as we head into the new year, we're going to see more western snow in the mountains, also colder across many areas of the Intermountain West and the Western High Plains to start the new year. Some needed snow will fall on the plains of Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, even northeastern New Mexico and the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles might get a little bit of snowfall, but at least finally a little bit of snow east of the Rockies will happen, while the mountains have gotten a tremendous amount of precipitation here lately. Along and west of the divide, the plains will get some, and it's going to be an active pattern heading into the new year, as January is going to be an active month with more winter weather really coast to coast, but across the western United States as well. I'm going to step you through the snowpack figures over the last 3 weeks to show you the remarkable increase in the western United States when it comes to snowpack. Anywhere you see yellow or orange, snowpack conditions are only 50% to 90% of average. You want to see a lot of green and blue colors. Green and blue colors mean that snowpack is either at or above average. As of December 17th, snowpack conditions across the West look like this. A week later on Christmas Eve, they improved. You see a lot of blue, especially in the Pacific Northwest, the Sierra Nevada, also picking up some moisture. But look what happens in the central and northern Rockies a week later. We have a lot of areas go green and blue into Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, even down into Arizona, northwestern and northern areas of New Mexico. And look at the Sierra Nevada. We got snowpack conditions up as high as 240% of average. And into the Cascades in the Pacific Northwest, the snowpack, if we were to go back in time over the last 3 weeks, has really shown improvement, and we'll see more improvement going forward. And if you look at the 7-day precipitation totals in the West, very impressive. Again, most of the precipitation has been west of the divide to the West Coast, but California, Washington, and Oregon really seeing some beneficial precipitation. Even a little bit of precipitation has gotten east of the Cascades and the Sierra Nevada as well. Relative to average, the blue and the green here showing the above average precipitation over the last week in those areas. So that's really, really good news. Now we need to at least get some of that moisture east of the Rockies. When you look at the drought monitor, over the past week, there's been some really big improvements. You're going to notice the improvements here and across some parts of the Central Rockies here due to the increase in the snowpack. Across the eastern plains, we've had some improvement in South Dakota, some modest improvements on the western slope of Colorado and Wyoming, but you can see out on the plains east of the divide, definitely trending drier, and the drought conditions there not as good. The western states, from Arizona to Utah to California through the Great Basin into the Pacific Northwest, look at all the green there. So that's a Class 1 improvement in just a week amount of time in the far western United States. Going forward, as we ring in the new year, we've got a trough coming through the Rockies. That'll bring more mountain snow, Arctic air, and some snow to the plains as well. And this is going to lead to an Arctic air outbreak and snow into the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and eventually New England and the Northeast as we get into the latter half of the weekend and early next week. A week from now, we're going to see, as we go into the 8th day of January, another low coming through the Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. We will see a drier trend in California and into the Great Basin, as the jet stream will be more along the U.S.-Canadian border. That's where most of the precipitation and the action will be with precipitation. And over the next 7 days, you can see from the northern plains to the Pacific Northwest to the central and northern Rockies, but continuing all the way down into Arizona and New Mexico, there is going to be a good amount of moisture here. East of the mountains, we do see a little bit, not a lot, but some moisture on the plains in the form of snowfall as we ring in the new year. Snowfall-wise, look at the snow coast to coast. The snowfall getting further and further south of I-70 now, and some significant snows across the central, northwest United States, and again, back up into the Rockies. Temperature-wise, below average precipitations for the week, below average temperatures for the week ahead. As you can see, the green and blue represents at or below normal temperatures, and you can see a lot of the 48 states and Canada. Going to be colder than normal for that first full week of the new year. The exception will be the southeast states and Florida. Our next update will be the 8th of January. Have a great week ahead and a Happy New Year.